Right, welcome back YouTube. We've got a push day today and we have got our business partner here, Tom. And today we will be testing out our NYTRAM Pro Series chest press. It's arrived, I've just had a little play on it and we'll go over all the bits that are mostly relevant to you guys in a little bit. But the piece is tremendous. It's definitely ticking all the boxes for what we needed. But as always, I need it here today so I can actually test it out properly, actually train on it, because there's one thing testing it with a couple of plates in the warehouse that we did, and there's another thing actually testing it properly in the gym, which I think most companies do not actually do. They do the testing, but it's very basic. They don't actually have bodybuilders use these machines, like I will today, to test it, and then we can go back, speak to the boys, speak to Tom, and see what else needs adjusting. There's one small adjustment that we will be making already, but it's very, very minor. Just from going over it now. But other than that, it's a pretty perfect piece so far, but I still yet need to use it. So we're gonna get stuck in the session. Tom has been grafting his off, so he's definitely putting a lot of work in to make this happen. So he's definitely been going above and beyond, as all the customers will know by now. So definitely massive props to him, and I'm definitely excited to show you this and get stuck into using it today. So one of many that is yet to come, so we can't wait. I fucking love them laterals. Right. You'll have seen the session already, but we are going to adjust it slightly because I've got my chest press today, which is amazing. So, with the chest press arriving today, I have the ability now to use machines and exercises that match the strength profile of my chest much better. It's something that most of you don't need to concern yourself about, but it does give you an extra edge if you have the ability to actually use it with the equipment you have available. So, all this means today, chest will begin with a cable fly, again bicep short and range. Then we will move on to a high incline press, challenging it more mid to length and range. And then we'll finish off on the flat Pro Series chest press, adjusting resistance with every single set more towards the length and range, which I have just tested, and I think we've got it pretty bang on. The difference between bottom, mid and top peg is significant, especially when I tested it in the short and range here. I had the lads adjust the plates bottom, mid, top, and the difference in resistance here was significant, so it's exactly what I wanted. Right, so the structure of the session, I will change slightly. All we are doing is just moving up the stride press as our first press, and then we'll follow that on with a flat NYTRAM Pro Series chest press, which I cannot wait to use. Again, we've got an opportunity to actually make equipment that ticks all the boxes for us, which is something I've always wanted to do. So today's a little bit of a dream come true for me. Another beauty of NYTRAM Pro Series, it's not just tested by me, it's also tested by Meg. She's 5 foot tall, so we are making it user friendly for people that are of a lower height and of a higher height. So we're going to tick every box with it. So, how did it feel? Bottom and top. Can you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's the most important thing. We are getting technical. Can you feel the difference? Yes? Good. Good. How does it feel? Good. It's exactly what I want. Heavier on the way down. So, yes, good. So the reason why I'm swapping around the exercise order is because now I've got the ability to keep adjusting the resistance profile of each press. So starting the strive, I've got the setting to basically overload mid to lengthen range. So it's still quite heavy in the shortened, but it's predominantly biased towards the lengthened. Now, the second set of this, I'll put all the way to lengthen range, which is a little bit more towards the stretch again. And then I'll finish on the NYTRAM Pro Series chest press, basically adjusting resistance again to really make it super heavy in the stretch with a big drop off in the shortened range. So this way, we're matching the strength of our chest with the resistance profile of each set. Whereas on the flex leverage, we don't have the ability to do that, unfortunately. Oh, it's going to be the one. Yeah. Right, come and look at this. So, this is a little mechanism to be able to get in a safe position. So, there we go. Now the handoff is here, allowing you to get yourself in a safe position before you actually press, keeping your shoulder joints nice and safe. We're testing it on all heights. Mark is over 6 foot and it fits him like a glove. So we will cater to make sure that whether you're 4'5" or 6'6", you will be able to use our machines. I know there's a lot of manufacturers out there that don't actually cater for taller or small individuals. We'll make sure we cater for all. Right. That was pretty ideal. Now, how can you tell that the resistance of the machine is pretty nailed down? If you pay attention to the last 2 reps that I just did, and Aaron can get them up, the speed of the concentric as I press through is extremely slow, but it still continues to move as I start to press through, which means that the machine drops off perfectly as I am pressing through, allowing me to get more reps, which is exactly what I was looking for in this press. So your priority in contest prep is retaining all the muscle tissue whilst trying to get as lean as possible. Now with that in mind, you do have to retain your performance to the best of your ability. Inevitably, as you lose body weight, you will lose some strength. Weight moves weight. That's as simple as that. As you lose body weight, there will be a degree of loss of strength due to that in some movements that do require more stability. So some of your compound lifts, they may suffer slightly as you get leaner, as you drop body weight. But in the grand scheme of things, the drop in strength should not be significant across the board. If it is, this is when you know something may be off. And this is where logbook can be extremely beneficial in certain cases if you are logging correctly, where you can actually track your progression and then you can see patterns as to when it's appropriate to reduce load across certain lifts in order to uphold your training quality, which is always the priority, whether you're pushing up or coming down. Write that down. So the chest press was perfect. There's a few tweaks that I still need to make on it to make it pretty perfect. So the boys are going to take it away now, and our engineers and fabricators will crack on, make the changes and bring it back for the next session. So extremely pleased with it so far. Numerous testing sessions, and a fair few months later, it's finally coming together. So I can't wait. The it's almost starting to come to fruition. It's been a long time coming, but certainly paying off, and much more to come. Side lateral tips. If you want to build massive delts, don't think about trying to just train your delt in isolation without your traps. It's virtually impossible. Your traps work in a key role stabilizing your shoulder, so it's literally impossible to do this motion without a degree of trap engagement. Now, this does not mean you are going to do this. We don't want to see a shrug, we want to see a clean lateral raise. So don't really think about your traps. All you want to think about is abducting your arm. So what I tend to really imagine is I'm trying to really drive my fist into the floor, scrape my fist across the floor, and then reach out to the sides. Now, one thing you'll see whenever I do a side lateral, I actually do go above parallel. A couple of reasons. I do feel it more in my delt, and yes, it may train my traps a little bit to a degree, but that doesn't matter. Your traps can never be enough, just as your delts can never be enough. So if I can get that bit more extra range of motion, and I feel like I'm getting more out of my delts, I'm going to take it. However, if you feel like your traps are taking over completely in that range, then maybe just work to parallel. Find your range that you can feel the most benefit out of that exercise and work in that range of motion. But try not to overcomplicate things and try to work in such isolation fashion, try to work in such fashion where you're trying to take your traps out of the movement, because that is never going to work. Like that now. So the cues I like to use here is pressing my palms down and back into my pocket. Contract my tricep as hard as possible, and then come back into the stretch. As I come back into the stretch, I gently pull my elbow back just to get a little bit more range of motion into my actual elbow as I go into flexion. Now, you can afford for a little bit more intensity added in certain exercises, like tricep press down. It's an isolation exercise, doesn't cause much fatigue, and this is just another way to get a little bit of extra stimulus out of the work you are already doing. So extend your sets through some partials with appropriate exercises. So mainly the isolation work. This is not something you do on a squat or a bench. So be wise when you do it, and that way you'll get the biggest bang for your buck. Right there now. Right, this is the greatest tricep exercise of all time. Not only it's a great tricep exercise, but also it will bulletproof your shoulders, as anything above the head will challenge your shoulder stability. So getting strong in that range, doing a tricep exercise, does have direct and indirect benefits when it comes to bodybuilding. Okay. So most of a session. At the moment, I'm actually training my calves on every push day at the end of the push day. Main reason for that is I found that if I do my calves before my leg work, it tends to take away from my hamstring work a little bit. And if I do it at the end of the push, my legs are still fresh and I'm able to actually train my calves to much better quality. So one thing to remember, guys, when you set your training program up, how effective certain exercises will be dependent on not just your exercise selection, but also where they are placed in your programming. So not all volume is created equal. Just having volume in certain places isn't really going to lead to the results that you need or want. So you have to take that consideration, is that if you're doing an exercise somewhere in your programming and you're not quite getting the benefits that you need, sometimes it might mean moving that exercise somewhere else where you will be able to actually hit it effectively and get more out of it. Right now. Right guys, pretty decent session today, to be honest. Generally, when I start dropping body fat, dropping body weight, dropping size, pressing is the one that always tends to suffer a little bit, and it's actually holding on pretty alright, so pretty happy with it. Now, post-workout meal. I actually have got the apple pie cream of rice to try. Smells divine, so I can't wait to actually try it. Meg's going like this, so she doesn't even like cream of rice that much, and the new flavours she absolutely loves. Custard creme is amazing. Apple pie, I'm going to try in a minute, so I can't comment. The sticky toffee pudding is incredible. I tried that this morning, and that was amazing, so I am absolutely buzzing for the new flavours. So use my code Kuba10 if you want some, trainbyjp.com. Anyway, great session ticked off. Guys, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you again soon. And any inquiries on chest press, please message our NYTRAM page on Instagram and we'll get you sorted.